Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. Hi everyone. Today we are going to continue to discuss tutorial 3.2. We will focus on geometric progression which are involving from question number 9 until number 15. Then there are some formula involving geometric progression. The first one is first term A. The second one is common ratio, which is R is equal to Tn divided by Tn minus 1. And then the third one is n term, which is Tn equals to A multiply R to the power of n minus 1. And then the fourth one is sum of the first n terms, as n is equal to A multiply 1 minus R to the power of n divided by 1 minus R, for R does not equal to 1. And lastly, sum to infinity, which is S infinity equals to A over 1 minus R, for R in between negative 1 to 1. Now, let's get started with question 9. The first question, question A, find the common ratio and the fifth term of the geometric progression with a given sequence for negative 20, 100 and negative 500. From this question A, the first term it should be 4. So A is equal to 4. And then common ratio R we can find by divide T2 divided by T1, let's say. And then T2 is negative 20 divided by first term is 4. So then we get R is equal to negative 5. So then we get R equals to negative 5. Then to find T5, fifth term, we are going to use the formula Tn. So Tn is equal to A multiply R to the power of n minus 1. So then to get T5, we must substitute n with 5. A we substitute with 4. R negative 5 to the power of 5 minus 1. And finally, we get 2500 as final answer for T5. So this is for question 9A. Okay. How about question 9B? So this is actually similar to question 9A. So the question asks to find the common ratio, this one, and the seventh term of the geometric progression given sequence 2 over 3, 2 over 9, 2 over 27. So this is actually similar to question 9A. So for B, you can try at your own. Okay, so do it yourself. Okay, and then we proceed with question C. Okay, for question C, the question asks to find the number of term. Number of term is actually n of the geometric progression given sequence negative 25 over 3, 5 over 3, negative 1 over 3, and the last term is 1 over 9375. This is last term. Okay, let's say the last term represent as Tn. Let's say Tn equals to 1 over 9375. And then we are going to use the formula Tn, which is A multiply R to the power of n minus 1. Then we substitute our A from the given sequence. A is negative 25 over 3. And then the common ratio is T2 divided by T1. T2 is 5 over 3 divided by negative 25 over 3. And we get the common ratio negative 1 over 5. And then we substitute into the formula. A multiply R to the power n minus 1 is equal to 1 over 9375. So A here is negative 25 over 3 multiply negative 1 over 5 to the power of n minus 1 equals to 1 over 9,375. So we have this equation, the equation to get, we want to solve this equation to get n. So now what we can do is we can bring negative 35 to the right hand side. So means that this one we get negative 1 over 5 to the power of n minus 1, and this one is actually 1 over 9,375 divided by negative 25 over 3. Then we calculate, we get right hand side we get negative 1 over 78,125. So this is our right hand side, and the left hand side is remain negative 1 over 5 to the power of n minus 1. Okay, now we are going to find whether negative 1 over 78,125 can be changed to base form negative 1 over 5. Okay, so jadi kita check boleh ke tak boleh. So kita try. So for this case, dia boleh change to, we can change negative 1 over 78,125 to base negative 1 over 5 to the power of 7. So then we have solving in that equation here, since the base the base same base, we have the same base, then we can compare the index. So finally the index is, compare the index, we get n minus 1 is equal to 7. Finally we get n equals to 8. This is number of term. So ada 8 term lah dalam sequence tu ada 8. So we have T1, T2, T2, T3, T4 until T8. Let's move to question 10. The question 10 asks to find the sum of the term of each the following series. We are going to find the sum of the series actually. Okay, the question 10a. The given series is 1 plus 1.1 plus 1.21 plus until the last term is 1.771561. Okay, so jadi untuk series ni, kalau tengok pada soalan soalan asas ni lah, find the sum of the term of each of the following series. Dia sebut for this case dia sebut adakah ini arithmetic series ataupun geometric series. Jadi tugas kita kena semak dia. We must identify. Okay, so we must identify the difference and ratio. Okay, first we start with the difference. Okay, the difference between T2 and T1 is actually 0.1, and the difference between T3 and T2 is 0.11. So maksudnya kat sini dia punya difference dia tak sama. The difference is not the same. So then this cannot be arithmetic series. Okay, then we check the ratio. Okay, let's say we check we divide T2 by the T1, we get 1.1, and then we divide 1.21 divide 1.1 is also 1.1. So maksudnya kat sini this is actually geometric series. Okay, so tu cara kita nak check lah. Okay, kita identify sendiri. So jadi from this case, for question 10a, for this case kita dah check this is GP with A equals to 1 and R is 1.1 lah, which is actually 1.1 divided by 1 is 1.1. And then we are going to find sum of the series. Jadi kita kena tahu dalam series ni ada berapa term. So jadi kita akan guna last term ni. Last term ni untuk cari number of term dia. Okay, so let's say kita represent last term ni as Tn. So Tn is equal to 1.771561. Okay, so then we are going to use the formula Tn, which is A multiply R to the power of n minus 1. So then kita substitute lah. So kita ada A kat sini is 1 multiply 1.1 to the power of n minus 1 equals to 1.771561. Then kita boleh solve. Then we are going to solve this equation to get n, which is number of term lah. Ada berapa semua term dia. So jadi kat sini 1 multiply 1.1 to the power of n minus 1. This is actually 1.1 to the power of n minus 1 equals to 1.771561. Okay, so then since this one in base dia is 1.1, yang kat sini 1.771561 ni kita tak boleh cari dia, as the we are cannot change to base 1.1. So jadi what we're going to do is taking log both side. So jadi kita letak log kat sebelah kiri at the left hand side and put log at the right hand side, and then we bring power n minus 1 to the front and we simplify this one. We get n minus 1 is equal to log 1.771561 divided by log 1.1. Then kita kira lah, we calculate this one and we get this one is 6. So n minus 1 is equal to 6, and finally we get number of term equals to 7. So jadi now kita dah tahu dalam series ni ada 7 term. So jadi nak cari sum of the series means that we are going to find S7. So jadi kita sekarang cari S7. Okay. Untuk cari S7 kita kena guna formula. We are going to use formula Sn, which is A multiply 1 minus R to the power of n divided by 1 minus R. So this formula is for R does not equal to 1. So boleh pakai semuanya except for 1 lah. So jadi kat sini S7 is equal to, our A is 1 multiply 1 minus R is 1.1 to the power of 7 divided by 1 minus 1.1. So jadi kita kira, tekan calculator, we get S7, finally we get 94872. This is our S7. Okay, so this is for question A. And then for question B, the given series is 5, negative 10, plus 20, minus, the alternate minus, plus, minus, plus. And the last term is 5 multiply negative 2 power n minus 1. Okay, as you can see from this series, we have here first term kita, our first term is 5 and our R is negative 10 divided by 2 is divided by 5 is negative 2, sorry, negative 10 divided by 5 is negative 2. So jadi A kita 5, R kita negative 2. So jadi kalau kita tengok our last term 5 negative 2 n minus 1, this is actually represent Tn sebenarnya. So kalau kita let's say kalau kita masuk formula Tn, this is actually A is 5 multiply negative 2 power n minus 1. This is actually Tn. Maksudnya kat sini our series ada n term. So jadi untuk dapatkan sum of the series, maksudnya kita nak cari sum of the first n term. So for question B, A is 5 and R tadi kita dah cari is negative 2. So kita dah tahu last term kita tu is actually Tn Tn 5 negative 2 power n minus 1. Maksudnya kat sini kita ada bilangan number of term kita is n. Our number number of term is equal to n. Maksudnya kat sini sum of the series is equal to sum of the first n term. So kalau nak cari sum of the first n term, kita guna formula Sn. So we substitute a with 5 and then 1 minus negative 2 to the power of n, since kita nak cari Sn kan, divide by 1 minus negative 2. Okay, so then we simplify, we get Sn equals to 5, 1 minus negative 2 power n over 3. So this is our Sn lah. Itu saja for question B. And then for question C, this is similar to question 10A. So then you can try for question C. So for question C, do it yourself. Now let's see for question 11. In a geometric sequence, kat sini dia mention this is geometric. The sum of the first 5 term is 44. Sum of the next 5 term is negative 11 over 8. The question asks to find the common ratio and the first term of this series. Hence, find the sum to infinity. Okay, so our information here is sum of the first 5 term. So sum of the first 5 term is actually S5. S5 ni maksudnya kat sini T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4 plus T5. This is actually S5 ya. Ini. Okay. And then yang ni sebenarnya is sum dia adalah 44. Okay. And then sum of the next 5 term. Next 5 term maksudnya yang first kita ada 5 term. So next 5 term maksudnya dia kena start dengan T6. T6 lepas tu kena kira ada 5 term start with T6. So maksudnya kalau after that kita ada start with T6 1, then T7 2, then T8, then T9, then T10. So kita semua ada 5 kat sini. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So then this one is actually, this is sum of the first, sum of the next 5 term, which is, this is actually negative 11 over 8. So sum dia adalah negative 11 over 8. Okay, if we combine these two yang bulatan ni, kalau kita combine, kita tambahkan dia, this is actually S10. Kalau kita combine dia, ini sebenarnya S10 sebab T1 plus T2 plus T3 plus T4 plus T5 plus T6 plus T7 plus T8 plus T9 plus T10 is actually S10. So then our information here, since kita nak cari dua benda, we are going to find common ratio and first term. So maksudnya we need two information. So jadi our information first is S5 is equal to 44, and then the second one is should be S10 equals to S10 tadi Megan sebut dia kena tambah dua bulatan ni. Maksudnya kat sini kena tambahkan 44 plus negative 11 over 8. So then kita tambahkan, we get (341 over 8). This is S10 lah. So jadi kita guna dua maklumat ni untuk cari common ratio. Okay, so jadi kita substitute into Sn formula. So jadi kat sini untuk yang first ni, yang ni, so kita akan dapat A yang kita nak cari 1 minus R pun kita nak cari to the power of 5 over 1 minus R equals to 44. And then untuk yang kedua ini For the second one, S10 equals to 341 over 8. So this is A, 1 minus R to the power of 10 divided by 1 minus R equals to 341 over 8. So jadi kita ada dua equation. This is actually two equation. This is the first equation, this is second equation. So jadi kita boleh solve macam mana pun untuk cari R dengan A. Okay, so okay, let's say kita buat dia, okay, contohnya kalau kat sini madam buat dia 1 is divided by 2. Okay, kalau 1 divided by 2, dia akan dapat macam ni lah. So A 1 minus R power 5 over 1 minus R over A 1 minus R to the power of 10 divided by 1 minus R equals to 44 divided by 341 over 8. Okay, so then this is actually 1 minus R can be cancelled out, and A also can be cancelled out. Then we get kat sini 1 minus R to the power of 5 over 1 minus R to the power of 10, which is equal to, yang ni kita boleh kira lah. So then we get 44 divided by 341 over 8, we get 32 over 31. This is 32 over 31. Okay, so then katakanlah kat sini madam nak factor lah. So ini madam pernah tunjuk sebelum ni, kita boleh buat dia let. So let's say kat sini yang part bahagian bawah ni, so atas ni 1 minus R to the power of 5, yang bawah ni let's say I change to this 1 minus R to the power of 5 square. So 1 is actually square. So this one is actually A square minus B square, which is A minus B, A plus B. Can be factorized to A minus B, A plus B. Means that 1 square minus R power 5 square means it can give 1 minus, it can be factored to 1 minus R power 5 multiply 1 plus R power 5. So jadi kat sini we have 1 minus R power 5 over at the denominator here we have 1 minus R power 5, 1 plus R power 5, and then it can be cancelled out 1 minus R power 5. Okay, yang belah kanan ni it remain 32 over 31. Okay, so then kalau kat atas ni cancel, ini cancel is actually 1 lah. So jadi kita ada kat sini 1 over 1 plus R power 5 equals to 32 over 31. So jadi now we can cross multiply. We can darab sila. So we get 31 equals to 32 plus 32 R power 5. So then kita tukar, bila terbalikkan ya, 32 R power 5 is negative 1. Okay, ni pindah sini ya, yang ni dia dah pening sebab kita dah ubah tempat dia. So jadi 31 minus 32 is become negative 1. So then we get R power 5 equals to negative 1 over 32. And then ini kita boleh kira lah. This one kita change to R is equals to negative 132 to the power of 1 over 5. Okay, so jadi kita kira kalau punca, okay, sorry, kalau satu lagi, kalau nak senang, okay, kalau kita tengok kat sini is r power 5, this is negative 1 over 32. Kalau tengok kat sini 32 ni kita boleh tukar kepada 2 kuasa 5. Kita boleh tukar kepada 2 kuasa 5 untuk ni, untuk 32. So jadi ni boleh tukar kepada 2 kuasa 5. So then dia akan jadi r power 5 is equal to negative 1 over 2 power of 5. Okay, kalau kat atas ni kita ada negative 1, katakanlah negative 1 power 5, dia akan dapat negatif kan. So jadi kita boleh combine dia. So jadi this one is r power 5 equals to negative 1 over 2 to the power of 5. So then kita dapatlah kat sini r is equal to negative 1 over 2. Okay, so baru dapat r. Then awak kena substitute cari a. So jadi ini yang Mida tinggalkan untuk awak cari a lah. Ni awak boleh cari a. Substitute lah dalam mana-mana. Sub r into, let's say lah into 1. So untuk dapat a. Okay, so then awak cari sum to infinity, which is formula dia a over 1 minus r, gantikan sahaja. So ni pun awak boleh cari. Okay, now let's continue with question 12. Okay, for question 12 ni Mida nak awak tambah supaya dia punya ayat yang ayat pertama tu, the first sentence is become first 3 consecutive term. So yang ni dia akan jadi first 3 consecutive term of a geometric progression x to x plus 3 then x minus 3. Okay, bermaksudnya kat sini ini adalah maksud dia 3 sebutan pertama yang berturutan. So means that kat sini this is become T1, this is become T2, this is become T3. Okay, the question asks to find the for question A lah, asks to find all possible values of x. So jadi kita nak cari values of x. So jadi kat sini kita hanya ada T1, T2, T3. Dan T1, T2, T3 ni is in term of x. So then kita boleh guna, since this is geometric, kita boleh guna idea dia is with common ratio. Okay, kalau common ratio maksudnya kat sini T2 divided by T1 is equal to T3 divided by T2. So then we substitute T2 is 2x plus 3 divided by x equals to 10x minus 3 over 2x plus 3. Okay, then we get the equation 2x plus 3 over x equals to 10x minus 3 over 2x plus 3. So then what we can do is we cross multiply. So jadi kita darab silang and we get 2x plus 3 square equals to x multiply 10x minus 3. And then we expand, kita kembangkan, we get 4x square plus 12x plus 9, and then at the right hand side we get 10x square minus 3x. Okay, so jadi then kita bawa, ikut awak lah nak bawa kanan kiri ke kiri kanan ke. Let's say Mida ambil daripada kanan ke kiri. So then we get negative 6x square plus 15x plus 9 equals to 0. Then we positifkan dia, we get 6x square minus 15x minus 9 equals to 10. Then we can simplify this quadratic equation by divide with 3. So then we get 2x square minus 5x minus 3 equals to 0. Okay, so jadi now we can factorize this quadratic equation and we get 2x plus 1, and another one is x minus 3 equals to 0. So then finally we get x equals to negative 1 over 2, x equals to 3. So this is we have two possible values of x. So jadi untuk jawapan A ni kita ada dua jawapan lah. X dia boleh jadi 2. Okay. Then we continue with question B. Find the sixth term if x less than 0. So jadi untuk soalan B ni, soalan dia nak T6 if x less than 0. If x less than 0 means that our x it should be negative 1 over 2. So kita pilih yang ni lah. Sebab kalau x equal to 3 is x more than 0. So jadi ini pilihan mengikut yang dia nak lah. Okay. So then nak cari T6, kita akan guna formula Tn equals to A multiplied by R, n power n minus 1. So n is ganti dengan 6. Tapi A dengan R kita tak tahu. So kita boleh cari. So since T1 is equal to X, so jadi T1 is equal to negative 1 over 2. Jadi A dia kat sini is negative 1 over 2. And then we find T2. T2 is the given is 2x plus 3. So 2 multiply 2x plus 3 means that 2 multiply negative 1 over 2 plus 3. Then we get, kira lah. So we get 2. So then common ratio dia is T2 divided by T1. We get 2 divided by negative 1 over 2. Then we get this is negative 4. R negative 4. So finally untuk cari T6 we substitute into Tn formula. So T6 therefore is A negative 1 over 2 multiply negative 4 power 6 minus 1. And finally we calculate, we get T6 is 512. Macam ni lah for question 12. Okay, for question 13, a geometric progression is given by 2 multiply 0.9 to 0.9 power 2 square, 2 multiply 0.9 square, and dot. So maksudnya ini adalah first 3 term dia lah, T1, T2, T3. Okay, the question asks to show that Sn equals to 20 multiply 1 minus 0.9 power n. Hence, find S5 over S3. So, jadi kat sini dia ada perkataan hence ni. Hence ni untuk cari S5 divided by S3 awak kena pakai Sn ni lah. Okay. So, jadi untuk soalan A ni, first kita kena show Sn. So, ganti dalam formula Sn. Sn is equal to A 1 minus R power n over 1 minus R. A dia kat sini, A is 2 and R is 2 multiply 0.9 divided by 2 we get 0.9. So jadi R dia 0.9. So jadi untuk show Sn we get 2 multiply 1 minus 0.9 power n over 1 minus 0.1. Okay, kat sini yang kita dah nampak dah dapat adalah 1 minus 0.9 power n. Yang belum dapat adalah 20 tu. So jadi kita boleh kira 2 divided by 1 minus 0.19. So jadi kalau kita tekan calculator, so this one is getting 20. So finally we get 20 multiply 1 minus 0.9 power n. This is our Sn shown lah. Okay, macam tu sahaja. Then hence find S5 over S3. So jadi kita nak show, kita nak cari S5 bahagi S3. So jadi kita kena cari S5 dan S3 by using our formula Sn yang kita dah show ni. So jadi now we going to find S5 by using our Sn here. So 20 multiply 1 minus 0.9 power 5. Dan kita kira lah. So kita dapat ni 8.1902. Okay. Then buat juga untuk S3. 20 multiply 1 minus 0.9 power 3, we get 5.42. Okay, and then now kita boleh cari lah. We are going to find S5 divided by S3. So then 8.1902 divided by 5.42. Finally we calculate, we get 1.511. So this is S5 divided by S3, macam tu. Then for question B, if S infinity is sum to infinity of the series, find the smallest value of n. Okay, such that S infinity minus Sn less than 4. Okay, so maksudnya kita nak kena interpret smallest value of n from the inequality S infinity minus Sn less than 4. So jadi for sure untuk soalan ni kita kena start dengan infinity tersebut lah, S infinity minus Sn less than 4. S infinity ni kita gantilah dalam formula dia, A over 1 minus R. So A dia kat sini, tadi kita dah ada A dia. A dia adalah 2 over 1 minus 0.9 minus Sn pun samalah, pakai yang dia bagi tu, yang kita dah show tu, 21 minus 0.9 power n less than 4. Okay, first kita kira dulu yang ini. So we get 2 over 1 minus 0.1, we get 2. Kita dapat 2 bahagi 0.1, so dapat 2. Sorry, 1 tolak 0.9, 2 bagi answer, we get 20 kat sini ya. Okay, then minus 20, 1 minus 0.9 power n less than 4. Okay, lepas tu kita boleh pindah lah, kita pindah. So dia akan jadi negatif 20, 1 minus 0.9 power n less than 4 minus 20. Dia pindahkan 20 ni ke sebelah kanan, dia jadi tolak lah. So then we get negative 20, 1 minus 0.9 power n less than 4 minus 20, we get negative 16. And then Maiden divide dengan negative 20. Bila divide dengan negative, sign dia akan jadi terbalik. So then we get 1 minus 0.9 power n, ni akan jadi more. Then negative 16 bahagi dengan negative 20, we get 0.8 kat sini. Okay, lepas tu Maiden pindahkan 1 ke sebelah kanan. So then we get negative 0.9 power n more than 0.8 minus 1. So negative 0.9 power n more than negative 0.2. Okay, then kalau kita positifkan dia, we get 0.9 power n less than 0.2. Then kita boleh log both side lah, since dia tak boleh jadi base yang sama. So taking log both side, we get n log 0.9 less than log 0.2. Okay, kalau dia equal, dia tak ada masalah. But now dia punya inequality. Ni inequality ni dia kena tengok betul-betul. Kalau dia equal, dia tak ada masalah. Kita boleh terus buat dia n as a subject. Tapi untuk case ini, awak kena pastikan log 0.9 ni sama ada dia positif ataupun negatif. Kalau let's say dia negatif, kita kena tukar sign ni jadi terbalik lah. Dia akan jadi more. Kalau dia positif, dia tak ada masalah. Dia remain sama. So then we check log 0.9. Tekan enter, we get negative 0.0. Dia dapat negatif. Kalau negatif, maksudnya dia punya sign dia kena terbalik. So finally, we get n more than. Ini nilai dia negatif ya. Log 0.9 negative value. So jadi simbol dia jadi terbalik kat sini. Alright, so then n more than log 0.2 divided by log 0.9. So then finally we get n more than we get 15.28. Okay, so jadi Medan dapat n more than 15.28. Jadi dia nak smallest values of n kan, jadi kita kena interpret dia. So jadi kalau Medan buat number line, this is 15, this is 16, and then before 15 is 14. Okay, sekarang ni kita punya nilai is 15.28. So jadi dia ada dekat around kat sini, kat sini lah, around sini. Okay, dia punya sign dia adalah more ke sebelah kanan. Dia punya kat sini more, open to the right. So jadi kalau based on sign ni, kita akan ambil integer 16. So jadi therefore smallest values of n should be n equals to 16. N tak boleh negatif, n tak boleh decimal number dan tak boleh jadi negatif. Itu kena ingat lah. Okay, itulah untuk question. This is for question 13. Okay, let's continue with question 14. Express all the following number as a quotient or fraction lah. Quotient for this case, quotient ni adalah fraction. Okay. The first one is 48. The given this is decimal number 0.717171. So it's being repeating 717171. Okay. So means that untuk question A 0.717171, it's repeating 7171. So jadi kita boleh express this number as a series, then it's become 0.71. Kat sini dia akan jadi the second term, dia akan jadi ada dua kosong lah, ada dua tempat perpuluhan di depan 71 lah. So kat sini kalau kita tengok 1, 2, 3, 4, dia ada 4 kat sini tempat kan. And then the third term is 0.000071. Kat sini akan ada 6 tempat perpuluhan belakang ni, plus dot lah. Okay, jadi daripada sini kita dah tahu first term kita is 0.71. Ni first term kita. Dan R common ratio 0.0071 divided by 0.71, and we get R equals to 0.01. Okay, so common ratio kita 0.01. So then kita nak express number as a quotient. So jadi kita akan guna formula sum to infinity. So then A kita is 0.71 over 1 minus 0.01. Formula dia is A over 1 minus R. So then we calculate, we get our fraction is 71 over 99. So this is fraction dia lah. Okay, macam ni. Okay, untuk question B pula, dia bagi 1.345. Yang ada bar kat atas tu dekat 4 dengan 5. Kalau dia ada bar dekat atas nombor tu, maksudnya dia repeating yang tu. So jadi untuk question B ni, the given is 1.345 bar. So jadi this one is actually 1.3454545 dot. It keep repeating 45. Then kalau kita express dia as a series, it's become 1.3 plus, yang ni akan ada 1, 2, 3. It's become 0.045. Then it's continue 0.00045, and then it's continue 0.0000 ada 5045 plus dot. Okay. Jadi kat sini kalau kita tengok, kalau kita analyse lah di series 1.3 ni dia tak ada kaitan dengan ni. Dia tak boleh jadi geometric series kalau dia combine. So jadi kita asingkan dia akan jadi macam ni lah. Okay. So ada 1.3 and then geometric series kita is start with 0.045 and so on lah. So jadi first term kita kat sini untuk case yang ni lah, untuk case yang ni A dia is 0.045 and R is 0.00045 divided by 0.045 and we get R is equal to 0.01. Okay, so then after that kita nak cari dia punya we want to express number as a quotient fraction lah. So then kita substitute into formula sum to infinity. Kalau ikutkan sum to infinity hanya untuk yang dalam bracket ni saja. So kalau kita cari sum to infinity, A over 1 minus R is become 0.045 divided by 1 minus 0.01. So jadi kat sini dia akan dapat 1 over 22. Untuk yang dalam bracket this is 1 over 22. Dan 1.3 ni kalau kita tukar kepada bentuk pecahan is actually berapa? 1.3 kalau kita tukar kepada pecahan adalah 13/10. So jadi finally 1.345 bar is equal to 1.3 plus 1 over 22. So 13 over 10 plus 1 over 22 is become, ini tekan calculator lah, and you get finally the answer is 74 over 55. So this is 74 over 55. Okay, so jadi ini untuk case kalau dia punya first ni dia tak ada kaitan dengan geometric sequence lah. Okay, so jadi untuk question C dan D kita tinggalkan untuk awak cuba. So C, D, do it yourself. Finally we continue with question 15. Question 15 asks to find the information given, the nth term of the particular sequence is 2 over 5 n minus 1. Show that the sequence is a geometric sequence. Okay, so sebelum ni Medan pernah tunjuk show that the sequence is arithmetic sequence. So Medan kata kita show that sampai dapat common difference as a constant. So jadi untuk case kalau sequence nak show sequence is a geometric sequence, kita akan show common ratio as a constant. So jadi kita start with kita punya maklumat kat sini dia bagi Tn equals to 2 over 5 power n minus 1. Okay, so jadi kita start dengan common ratio lah, kita nak show kan. So jadi show kita boleh guna let's say Tn over Tn minus 1. Tn kat sini dah ada, tapi untuk Tn minus 1 awak boleh cari dulu. Nak cari dia awak gantikan n tu dengan n minus 1. So it's become Tn minus 1 is equal to 2 over 5 n minus 1 minus 1. Jadi dia akan dapat kat sini 2 over 5 power n minus 2. Okay, so jadi kat sini is become common ratio 2 over 5 power n minus 1 over 2 over 5 power n minus 2. So since this one, kalau tengok this is become we are going to use rule of indices. This is rule of indices which is A, let's say A over m divided by over n is become A m minus n. So then this one 2 over 5 power n minus 1 minus n minus 2. So then it's become negative 1. N tu habislah. So negative 1 plus 2. Jadi akan dapat 2 over 5 power 1. So finally we get 2 over 5. So 2 over 5 is actually a constant. So jadi kita dah show dia dapat common ratio as a constant. Therefore tulis je lah. So therefore the sequence ikut ayat soalan lah. The sequence is a geometric with common ratio R is equal to 2 over 5. Macam tu saja. So then for question B, show that the 8 term is T8 equals to 128 over 78,125. So dia nak suruh show T8 tu lah. Okay. So jadi E tadi E tak tahu kan. So kita tak tahu, kita boleh cari. So jadi tapi kita boleh guna ni je terus 25. Okay. We are going to use yang dia bagi tu Tn equals to 2 over 5 power n minus 1. So jadi kita gantilah n dengan 8. So we get T8 equals to 2 over 5 power 8 minus 1. Then we get 2 over 5 power 7. So then we calculate lah. 2 kuasa 7. We get 128. And 5 power 7 is 78125. Shown. Suruh shown je kan. Okay, macam ni je lah untuk soalan T8. Katakanlah awak ambil jalan jauh ya, awak tak guna yang Tn tu, awak cari T1, cari A dia, cari R dia, awak masuk dalam formula. So actually dia akan dapat sama sahaja. Okay. That's all for today. Thank you. Till we meet again. Bye.